Rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words because as my position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words because as black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. The book is not an attack on black women. I have never said that all black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything that I list in the book, but most of us do some of the things that I've listed in my book. And I do say that it is not because of generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior in the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done, or that we do daily, that contributes to the breakup of our relationship, the destruction of our man, and the failure of our children to be able to function. They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. You know the women that had men if they got a bunch of children. They need fathers. They need protection. We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places that we have a drug problem. We talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear. Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not doing these things alone and without support from us, whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up. Having an education and a job does not necessarily mean you have a successful life. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. To raise a child, you need a parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They're doubtful, they're indecisive, they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grow up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sister Shahrazad Ali. I wanted to bring the show in tonight with that beautiful speech, those words. People, I'm gonna tell you something that I realized before I started doing the show here. I always strolled through my phone and I seen them talking about the Clippers trying to pull Rajon Rondo to take power from LeBron James. Everybody assembled teams in the National Basketball Association not to win championships. They assembled teams to beat LeBron James. And then I thought about myself, and I thought about myself back in 2014 and 15 for those that was around. You remember, for those that was here, about 100 people that was doing videos about me. People that was my friends, people that knew me, people that came from the other side of the United States over here to Virginia, the East Coast, to meet me. Yo, I finally met, I went and met the dude. Then they all assembled after the fact and made videos about me because of this. People, I realized something. I realized that my intellect creates enemies. I realized that I am powerful. I realized that when I speak, I always tell people, my facts breaks backs. You can't rebuttal what I say. I always say that, don't I? I get it now. I have created this force, and not only am I intellectual, but I also know how to put things together. I am very analytical. So much to the point that in the last 6 or 7 years, analytics made its way into the workforce. Analytics made its way into sports. This is why some say the Dodgers won the World Series a couple of days ago. Why? Because the Tampa Bay Rays, analytics told them that if they allow their pitcher to go over 5 innings, he'll start to lose his pitch. The guy was pitching a great game up until that point. But they want to be all analytics. People, that wasn't a good time to be analytics, but because of that, the Dodgers benefited from that. I brought this show in tonight on Sister Ali because a lot of women never heard of Sister Ali. A lot of women, when they hear me talk, they say, you hate black women. You hate them. No, I don't hate them. I just seen enough of them in my family to know that when estrogen is on the loose, when you allow estrogen to do what it naturally does, it's not good. I've seen that. Now, what Sister Ali just said, I don't know if you missed it. Mr. Ali said that they didn't tell us that if we get our own credit card, our own car, and our own job, people, I don't know no other race of woman that if you give them a car, a credit card, and a job, they would feel that they don't need a man anymore. People, that was made back in 1990. 30 years ago, Miss Ali spoke that speech. Do you think it got better since then? What she said was, we are not allowing ourselves to be critiqued. That's what she said. So I want to talk about black people tonight. I want to talk about black people. And the reason why I want to talk about black people tonight is because today I went and got my CDL. I am a CDL holder, so I had to take a CDL physical. People, I had my CDL license for 5 years, and I got, this was my 3rd physical. I got a 2-year, and then last year I got a 1-year. So I want to talk about why I got a 1-year, and then today I got another 2-year. People, when you go get your CDL physical, you either get a 1-year or 2-year based on your health. People, I'm going to ask y'all a question. And I'm going to get in my Dwayne Johnson pose. Do it look like I can't pass a physical? Really? People, last year, when I got my 1 year, and they don't tell you, I want to set something clear for those that don't know. You go there, you give them the money, and then they tell you, because your ear got wax buildup, we're not going to give you a 2-year physical. It's only going to be for 1 year. You got to come back. When I first got my CDL license in 2015, I got a 2-year. When I went back in 2017, I got a 2-year. When I went back in 2019, I got a 1-year. When I go back in 2020, I get another 2. So why did I go 2, 2, 1, and then 2? Would you believe that the 2 and 2 that I went to was a white person? The one that I went to was a black person. And then today I went to another white person and I got a 2-year. Now, you can call that a coincidence if you want to. I'm not going to call it a coincidence. I'm not going to call that a coincidence. I'm not going to call that a coincidence at all. All right? No, she's not. All right. So when I went and got my physical, so let me just say this. When you go get a CDL physical, you see guys in there that's 300 pounds, snoring. When I went in there today to get my CDL physical, it's the same thing when I go to the VA hospital. When I go to the VA hospital and they come out and be like, Mr. Smith, and I stand up, I see the lady go, oh, damn, about time. I'm tired of looking at these old busted ass that's coming up in here. When I first got my CDL license in 2015, once again, I went to a white male doctor. That white male doctor, smoke, drink, nope, okay. Put your hands up, blah, 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 boom, okay. Be right out there with you in a second. Gave me a 2-year exam. When I went in 2017, I was out in Richmond. I went to Newport News, I was out in Richmond. Well, really, I was in Sandston. I went to another white doctor in 2017. White doctor came in there. How you doing today? I'm well. People, my shoulders is broad. My chest is out. My chest is way bigger than my belly. I tell them I don't smoke, I don't drink. They gonna know that when you got to do a urine test, drug test, all that. The test is for urine and alcohol. Nothing is in my system. In 2017, white doctor, 2-year physical. Last year, I went to Portsmouth, Virginia, a black woman. I got a 1-year under the fact of your blood pressure was kind of high, blah, 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 blah. We want to have you come back next year. So you mean I got to come back next year to give you money. So I got a 1-year physical. Today I went to a white doctor. They do all my thing. The nurse come in there, do all of my vital signs, took my hat off. Oh, your temperature is kind of high. I don't know. But you had your hat on, so I'm going to do it again. So let me take your vitals, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me do your head again. There you go. Dr. B, go do the urine, pissy. Go in the thing. Come back, white female doctor comes in there. How you doing today, Mr. Smith? Great. Well, you look great. Okay, let's do this exam. I got a 2-year. Coincidence? Nah, not a coincidence. People, when I decided to build this set, I built this set in mind of I'm a black man. And I built this set in mind that I'm a black man and I'm going to be on YouTube. And what you not going to do is call me Cheesy McMotherfucking Wheezy. So I'm not doing a studio view right now. I'm doing a single cam view, but I'll be back to the studio view in some time. But when you get a studio view, you get a full view of all the computers, everything, the artifacts in the background, et cetera, et cetera. I do that because I know what you're thinking. Dude is straight cheesy. No, cheesy is not in my repertoire. People, if I pan this camera around, I got my bikes. I'm bringing my motorcycle back in here, but I got a $4,700 each Nietzsche rims. $4,700 rims I'm selling. My sports memorabilia, I'm going to start putting that on display, going to get everything right. That's how I like to do things. I don't like to do nothing associated with the black way. Now, when we say that, we be like, oh, so you don't like black people? You know what the fuck I'm talking about. So let's talk about the problems that black people have. Let's talk about the problems that black women have. Black women have problems with men. If you ask a woman what is the biggest issue in the black community, she'll give you a whole segment about men. But here's the problem that women have, this a bit of a quagmire. Women have problems with men that they allow. The guy wasn't no good from the beginning. You knew that. You still opened up your crotch. The guy didn't have a job. You knew that. You still opened up your crotch. The guy was living with his damn mama. You knew that and was still giving up the crotch. You hear women say, this is the number one thing that black women say about us men, and I'm not defending it because you ain't talking about me. Men don't, men got to step up and be men. They got to step up and be men. Do they got to step up and be men? Or should you have got a man that was already up? Should you crack your damn legs open to somebody that was already up? Because I did a show about 3 years ago and a woman tried to come on my stream and say, y'all men need to start stepping up. I said, well, white women deal with men that's already up. I don't know what happened to her after that. Oh, Jeremiah. I need y'all to follow me. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Stop fucking with me. Stop fucking with me. The problems that black men have with women, attitude. Attitude. People, I took a little job at McDonald's for about a month and a half. I was doing a drive-thru. I would watch on the camera a car with 4 women of color, laughing, joking, and giggling. Ha ha, girl, I know that's right. Soon as they see me, attitude. Can you read me back my order? I would like to ask one woman, when have they ever gotten that from a black man? Because every man is going to smile at you because he wants some pussy. He want to get that nut. Talking about problems with black people. Let me go left for a second. Can I go left? You know how I can tell when I'm talking to a black person that don't know shit? When they say something stupid like, President Obama was a good president. That's how I know, boy, you don't know a darn thing about politics. So let me help you out. The reason why those black women was happy and happy and chilling, because I used to watch them on the camera. And then once they got up to the window, because a woman took the order, I just took the money. So when a woman took the order, they were under the impression that they was gonna, one of their sisters was gonna be up at the window, But when they got to the window and seen me, it was like, oh, he's associated. He's one of them. He's a black man. He's the god-awful enemy. And then they changed their attitude. So, I mean, I have never, ever had a woman break up with me. You know why I had to break up with a woman? Because it was like, no, you want pussy just like all the rest of them? I ain't got to listen to, you said you don't like me to have an attitude? I'm going to have an attitude. You said, I got to be nice to you? I ain't got to be nice to you. You want pussy. My butt big. My butt big. I ain't got to listen to you. And I'm like, is that what the other guys showed you? Back to President Obama. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. So, let me make sure I understand you correct, because I said that's how I know when a black person don't know nothing, because I went left for a second. I'll go back straight in a second. So you mean to tell me President Barack Obama, a Democrat, is going to be on a different protocol than all the other Democrats People, let me tell you the number one reason why President Obama was not a good president. If you can say North America Free Trade Agreement, I'm sorry. If I can say to you North America Free Trade Agreement, and you be like, well, what is that? You need to go educate yourself. That's what you need to do. And just to give you a little hint, just to get the ball rolling in the direction of a perspective, the North America Free Trade Agreement, the death of jobs in the United States. Okay, if you happen to know how to put everything together and you don't come up with that perspective, yeah, Donkey Kong dumb. Okay, back to what I was saying. I'm talking about black people tonight. Appreciate you guys for being here, man. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you said, hey, that waterhead dude is at it again. Where's She Cakes? Where's she at? Oh, she's not here. President Obama, the Male Feminist Act president. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So we got issues. And if you listen to what Miss Ali was talking about, she said the number one breakdown in the black community is because our women deviated from the black man. That's what she said. It's in her book. She said that's the number one problem in the black community. She ain't say it's one of the reasons. She said it's the number one. So we're going to talk about black people. Pamper said, I'm sorry I ever voted for that clown Obama. You better be quiet, man. You might get attacked. I mean, I'm with you. I carry a gun, though. So I don't offend nobody with where I'm going with this. Talking about black people now. Let's talk about black men for a second. What is the number one thing that you hear about black women? Black women say, all black men are dogs. Couldn't agree with you more. Yep, couldn't agree with you more. I'm not even going to fight that. See, I don't fight stereotype tactics because those are what you dealt with. That is what you dealt with. So I cannot have. I'm not going to ask nobody to divorce their perspective. I just know you ain't talking about me. So there's no need for me to defend it. But what I'm saying to you is this, because Miss Ali said the number one reason. Okay, so check this out. Black men are dogs. Yeah. Men have been dogs since the beginning of time. How come every other species, how come every other race is still going fine with this perspective? Every man, every race have men that cheat. Every man cheat. White man cheat, Puerto Rican. How come they're still a unit? How come the black community is the only community that claims that, well, our women saying, hey, we cheat. How come? How come it's because other communities, even though their men cheat, they're not doing what men do. Insatiable said it. He said, women cheat more than men. They just do it better. He said it, not me. He said it, not me. He said it, not me. He said, there it is. Women cheat more. I'm going to screenshot that and put it on my Facebook. He said it more than me. He said it, not me, rather. But men been cheating since the beginning of time. How come every other race is still functioning? Still. How come the black community is the only community that where the men cheating is, let women tell it now, it's the number one factor as to why they don't have a man, all men are dogs, they don't have, but yet, number one at having babies. People here, here's what I'm telling you. What Miss Sister Ali just said. What Sister Ali just said. Let me run it back.
The leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct. My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure.
The rebellion against our leadership is the direct cause of the breakdown of the black community. She didn't say one of. She ain't say in addition to. She didn't say, she said direct. People, I'm going to tell y'all something my mom told me. And this is just estrogen on the loose. My mom told me in 2013, a woman will never do nothing to a man unless he deserves it. I had to remind my mother, you don't have a relationship with your granddaughter. I'm out of reason for that. I mean, I fought for 11 and a half years to be a father. I wanted to kill myself twice. How could you say something cold, mother? But that is what Miss Ali is talking about when she says the rebellion. When you rebel against something, in this case, it's the way it should be. Men are the leaders. Like I tell people, when you go into the woman's section, you see smell good and soft. That's caters to the woman's perspective. That's what you see. So men been cheating from the beginning of time. Every other ethnic group is functioning fine. Sister Shalakemia, I'm gonna find it on my Facebook, and I'm gonna actually do a show on that. Sister Shalakemia said, well, what do you know? She found a cheating with married men's club. We rather have a married man. 2.2 million members, all black women. People in the black community, me as a black man, I have to walk around with the perspective of everybody hates me. You know what my former child's mom showed me as a black man? You see, I'ma stand with you, brother. We strong. And then soon as they don't like you, I'ma go ahead and adopt the white man's protocol to get you to up out of there. That's what I was shown. I can listen to women all the time say, you're not gonna kill my son. My son ain't gonna be another one. But yet the number one racism that I get in my life is from women of color. This is how it is in the black community. I mean, if you really want to talk about the black community, this is why I say the community y'all call black. I don't call that shit black. And I cursed. I don't call it black. I don't. Sometimes I wish I wasn't as smart as I was. Sometimes I wish I can just say something and couldn't back it up and allow somebody to be able to come and annihilate me with my thought. But when I come in here and I drop bombs like I do, head fly, limbs flying, I got people, I got teeth missing, I got all kind of crack. I cats want to sue me. I mean, god dang. Talking about the black community. Yeah, this is the black community, right? Yeah, this is the black community. The black community. People, I said the other day, oh, and by the way, when Miss Ali said they don't rent to the black man, those houses belong to the woman. All the drugs, she said, the woman, the man is doing this to please the woman, and they benefit from that. You see, she said that 30 years ago. And when the movie Chirac came out about 5 years ago now, whatever, that was the message in that movie too. She was saying what Miss Ali said, we got the power, we just using it to tear down our man, which in practice tearing down a nation. That's what she said. I'm sorry, I didn't say it. Y'all got to forgive me, I read books. And the great Dave Ramsey said, leaders are readers. I'm not saying you're not a leader. I'm a leader. I read. I own books. No. You go ahead and Google. I'm going to go ahead and buy the book. You go ahead and Google. You Google. Go Google. You Google. Google Gaga. But that's what she said. I heard what she said. I was sitting here when she said it. Appreciate the thumbs up. New to the channel, please by all means hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well.